Affordable. Quality separates that take you through every season. Denim & Company, the convenience of fashion and comfort. Every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern, only on QVC.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a very special hour on QVC. You know, one Saturday morning, it was the 18th of October, 1986, I met a young lady. I met that young lady in the offices of the then fledgling QVC television network. And my first contact with her was when she looked at me and said, "So, what do you think? We going to take this fakakta job or not?" That was Kathy Levin, of course. And even then, at that early date, she had proved by her audition what an incredible class act she was.
I kind of think I'm going to wear mine today. Please do call in. Our operators are standing by with the perky little wrinkle dog and his matching watch. Whoops, doesn't want to stay on here. Here we go. And we'll be going on in a moment to another product. I have a very special piece of jewelry for those adults, and we'll be getting to John and back to you in a few moments. Thanks.
Yeah, class all over. We are here this evening, all of us, to pay tribute to and to maybe exact a little vengeance from Ms. Kathy Levin. So let's get Kathy out here. Kath. Hey, baby.
Oi!
Oi is right.
I haven't seen this many hosts since bonus checks.
You ought to know you got most of theirs. You know, we have not rehearsed anything to say here. Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
And I know far too many stories that I can't tell. So this is going to be a great night, a great hour. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you for many, many years and a great friendship.
Thank you. You were the first one, as I just heard you say, that was out there with me deliberating whether we should take this fakakta job, and we did, and here we are 13 years later. My goodness.
Go figure. I'm going to say it, and I don't care who knows it. I love this lady.
I love you too. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, that having been done, it is not my job to hang out here. It's my job to get other people to hang out here. So we're going to do that right now. Because one of the first people who came in after the first wave was a young lady who doesn't look a whole heck of a lot different now than she did back then.
No, hate her.
I know it, damn it. Let's get Jayne Rudolph-Treacy out here.
Hi, gorgeous.
Hello, darling.
Well, you know, I love Kathy's line when she says she's been here so long she remembers when I was new. And I remember when Dominique was new, so I brought out a little item that you might want to purchase that also would certainly remind you of our Kathy, because it's Kathy Levin's Dominique ring, J5344. You designed this.
I designed this actually with number one, husband.
Now working on number two.
Working, always working. It's always a work in progress. But actually, I wanted a heart, and we shopped around till we got just the right heart. And then I wanted this big, bold, killer design, and we came up with this, what we called envelope, and they put it together, and it turned out to be what I thought was so breathtaking. And QVC thought so too, and here we are.
Sold tons.
Tons
through these 13 years.
And it's so much fun to see people wearing it.
But you know, I know when everybody thinks of Kathy, they think of the Dominique heart. But when I think of you, Kathy remembers when Jayne was fired and brought back and fired and brought back. And the one time that I was fired when I was very young and came back to QVC, I thought, does anybody care? Is anybody there? And I walked into the bathroom where we used to put our makeup on, no dressing rooms in those days, and Kathy had decorated it with balloons and streamers and a little dog, a little picture of a dog that said, girls just want to have fun, and a little heart-shaped sort of fluffy thing. I still have that on my mirror. That's my good luck charm, and I'm going to give it to you for your mirror when you start your talk show.
I'll take it.
Plus, Kathy and I have done shoes on sale for many years together, and you've worn the shoes, but even more importantly, you've danced the night away. Not just on shoes on sale, but throughout the years here at QVC. So we just thought you'd like to see Kathy's hidden talent, her dancing talent.
Oh, I love it when they play our song.
She is dancing with Michael Wayne.
Right. Thank you.
So you thought I was the dancer. It's been Levin all these years.
Dancer.
Well, you know, you think back, you say, what is your favorite memory with Kathy Levin? Everybody's been asking that. And there's one shining moment that I've had with Kathy. Now, we've been roommates in Italy, so she's always worried, did I eat breakfast? Jane Brown, who hurt her foot, Jane, do you have a chair? Kathy's always worried about everybody, and you're always making sure that we're okay. So there we are at the QVC local in Ohio. In front of...
You don't have video of this,
I don't have video of this, thank goodness. In front of 5,000 fans. And I go into the ladies' room right before I'm going to be introduced. And so I walk out, and maybe you should tell the story.
Well, you know what happens to us girls is you walk out of the bathroom and your skirt is bunched up inside your pantyhose and your whole tochesistei is outside in the back. And I thought for just a moment, I ought to let her go out there in front of 5,000 people and shine the moon over Ohio. And then I thought, no, no, no. And I said, hey, Rudy, the moon's out tonight. And she goes, oh! And the whole dress got pulled out and everything was fine. But it was Jane's shining moment in front of security, the mayor.
Rob Cadigan, who's one of our executives who's here tonight, said, well, I wasn't going to tell her.
Thanks, Rob. Very nice.
But there are just so many memories, so many warm memories. And, I mean, you are our star. You are our celebrity. We're all going to be watching. We're all so happy for you. But we also wanted to remind you of some of the incredible stars and celebrities that you've worked with throughout the years. So let's take a look at that.
No, have you been writing since you were rich is on sale? There's a chance that Susan
And I know you love shoes.
asking zodiac signs and Andrea Feaster and
always
I want America to see Richard has pants.
Hello, Kathy. We'll be missing you. I'll be looking for you in the Big Apple. I love you.
Nice to have you with us, Marie. Oh, you look gorgeous.
No, working on her ball hair. Eventually, right now, please me, Lamont. I saw how you go. I did.
I apologize for that.
And he has a dog.
Tonight.
Wow. You know, you've come a pretty long way from Allentown, huh?
But a lot of bad hair days.
Oh, we'll get into that later, I promise. We're going to get into that real well. You know, Ms. Levin, one of the things that I've always admired about you is that you have the ability to be a lady under even the most adverse circumstances.
When I want to.
I thought we weren't going to tell those stories.
We shouldn't. Okay, I'll shut up
all
and
right.
talk.
Well, no, don't do that. The reason that I say that is because the next gentleman who's going to come out and visit you is just that. He is a gentleman, and he's a gentleman from the word go. And he is a friend to both of us, Mr. Rick Domeier.
$20 for that, buddy. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
Checks in the mail.
Yeah, checks in the
All
mail.
right,
Good to see you, Todd.
Boy, I remember this boy when he started.
Let's not, it's your show. Let's not get into that right now. Boy, when I think of Kathy, I think of electronics, don't you? What am I doing here with this thing? But this is actually apropos. This little item here, it's called the Ultra Road Whiz, and we're bringing it on right now because you're, in fact, going on a little journey of sorts in your life. And this little item is for people on their journeys in their life, and there's thousands of different things. You can just push a couple of buttons and get hotels and motels, and if you ever want to cook, there's great restaurants here in New York City that you can go to, and it's really a nice item. And we were actually thinking of creating one specifically for you and programming it specifically so that if you push a couple of buttons, you get directions to your new talk show. And we were going to give it to people that you've dated since you started here at QVC, which means we'd program this for what, like Shea Stadium, or what would we program it for, like Radio City Music Hall?
Nice.
Great little electronics item, but you know what? It's been great here, and you love electronics. I know you do. And here's a little clip of Kathy's efficiency when it comes to electronics.
Oh, gee.
Shopping electronics with who? You must be kidding. She wouldn't know the on switch if she fell over it. You're right. Would you look at the product, Levin, starting to limp along? How do you know? That was a strange sound in my ear.
My love life and my, and my corporate life are in the shredder. How about you? And I just want you to know, I remember the day you got here.
Alrighty.
Mr. Hollywood, and he shows up and he has this big old chest all puffed up. And he says, so what's the politics around here, Levin? What do I need to do to get where you are? I said, shut up and show up and get out of my sight. You're the best.
Thank you very much. I'm still trying to get your parking space. Haven't got that yet. Feel like I have it for 2 more hours. Get out of my way. But this is also programmed, by the way, just in case things don't work out wherever you're going, to come right back here again. And so, we love you, all right?
Love you, thank you.
She's going on a journey, and here's a little clip of Kathy when she's been on the road. Check this out.
Oh, jeez. You can do it! And all you guys toasting your buns down here while they're freezing them off up there. That's not to every state.
Yeah, that's
Stay with us as we roll through Hawaii.
Are y'all? Everybody who's a cheesehead in Wisconsin knows about these famous hats.
And it's just gorgeous to breathe in this air.
Davidson, this is Kathy Levin.
How do you do? Emma, qué bonita. Bueno, vamos a alimentar las palomas. Now these are unisex classes. If they can see me now wearing diamond ink. Oh my gosh, the archives. That is a riot.
Oh, wait till you see what's coming.
Can't wait.
You know, we're having a little problem here. Something totally unprecedented has happened. The producers of this show told all of the other hosts to make it short. And that's what they're doing. So we've got to kill some time here. So I got a story I want to tell.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
This goes back to the early days. It was actually, I think, the beginning of the second year, and one of our guys, Ron Giles, had a real great idea. He decided that we were going to do the first stuffed animal hour, but we were going to do it with Kathy riding on the set in a wooden flivver, an old wooden car. Do you remember that? And you were going to be seated. She's blocked this out. You were going to be, it was at noon. It was at noon Eastern time, and she was going to be seated on the back of the back seat of this plywood car. And the plywood car was not on wheels, it was on casters. And it had to be pushed across the stage to get on. So here's Kathy in the middle of this plywood thing, and she's sitting with her tuchus perched on the top of it, surrounded by these stuffed animals. And they're looking for some poor sucker who has just come off the air the hour before to push this thing on, to get down on his knees and push this thing on stage.
Might that be you?
That would be me. So I did. And I'm pushing and pushing and pushing, and these are small casters. It's not that big a thing. And it's hard to get this thing. And the front caster's locked. And my hands went from the car all the way up until they are full of Ms. Levin.
Now I remember.
And without missing a beat, she turns around on camera and says, "Was it good for you?" That's what I meant earlier by class, whatever you do, lady. Oh, dear. We have had some good times.
We have.
We
and
have
so
indeed.
many people have come and gone, I'm sorry to say, but you know, Ellen Campbell,
Yeah.
Marty, I'm sure a lot of these people are watching, and how much fun we had. Joe, I mean, he was my Saturday night dance partner, and all the crazy things we did because we didn't know any better, and neither did management.
We still don't know any better. Joe Farrago is here in the audience, by the way. Joe was one of our dearest friends. Steve Colantuno coming out with that goofy bear costume. Remember when he said, I'm not coming out? He refused to come out.
I'm not coming out.
The stories just go on, and sometimes when we get together, they pour out. But I think we've stretched long enough for now, so let's, I'm going to let somebody else come out here and see if they can take up a little bit of your time.
Okie dokie.
We're going to go with one of the newer kids, and someone who lights up the camera every time she gets in front of it. Would you welcome, please, Ms. Lisa Robertson?
Yeah. And I'd like to call your attention to the...
Hey, nobody ever told me I had to walk in these shoes, okay?
Oh, my goodness.
I thought I just got to sit.
We have some party shoes on tonight. Definitely sit-down shoes and a stand-up girdle.
There you go. Sucking it all in just for you, Levin.
Just for me. I'm letting it all hang out. Are you kidding? Okay.
And you know, like the bride, can't believe you had the nerve to wear white. That's lovely. Okay.
You're not supposed to wear white on camera.
Anyway.
6 outfits, couldn't decide what to wear.
So she chose the white one.
The wrong one,
okay,
just
now,
to annoy
I
them.
have something for Kathy Levin that is a little bit unusual. This is a set of 3 printed hair accordions. $19.75, A62277. Now immediately you might be thinking, wow, what exactly does that have to do with the divine and lovely Miss Levin?
And bald.
And so before we take a look at our first little trip down memory lane, I just wanted to share one little story that might let you know that she has many more options with her hair than you might at first be aware of. So, and by the way, Levin is known for being incessantly late. As we all know, girl was born late, will never be on time for anything. And one day, they walk into the host lounge, and she's in the dressing room, and she's getting everything done, and you know, just putting her clothes on. Levin, we need you in 10 minutes for a walk-on. No problem. She turns around, walks out, stops in mid-step, and says, oh my gosh, I forgot my hair. No, she didn't forget to do her hair. She forgot her hair. It was at her house. Girl was here, getting ready to go on the air, had to go out in the parking lot, get in her car, drive home, get the hair, put it on, get back to the studio, and needless to say, she was a little late.
Not much.
A little late.
But I'll tell you what, for those of you who are saying, what the heck are they talking about? Many of you, of course, know for a time there I had some serious bad hair problems, so I wore wigs just because it was easier, and I admit it now. But I'll tell you what, you don't want to have bad hair and find out that the good hair is home. It's just not a good day at the office. So I said to Alan, who's here tonight, my producer, I said, Alan, I have a problem. I'll be back. Now, guys know better than to ask questions. When women say, I have a problem, they don't want to go there. So he says, well, where are you going? I said, I'm going home. I'll be back. Don't worry. I'll make the show. I ran home, grabbed the hair, threw it on backwards, sideways. I don't know which way, and came and did the show. It probably was maybe 2 minutes late, but that was the one time I saw Alan absolutely pale, sweaty. But whoever stretched for me, thank you so very much.
That was beautiful. So to start out, we have a quick reprise of Levin's many forays into the hair world.
So I'm going to change my hair color at least twice this year. Talk about a bad hair day. Okay, the humidity is 68% today. It is a good hair day. I think, fluff this. Fluff this. There was a tagline to that New Year's Eve resolution.
Yes, see, this goes into all the things that we can't
Right, family show and that. I was going to have better hair days and...
Change your hair at least twice and...
Don't do
Party a little more with a few more people, I think, was the clean way of saying it.
So calmed down.
Yeah, boy, is that calmed down.
So calmed down.
Most of my promos were cut. Most of them are just not air-worthy. It's a shame. We gotta
say it. What are they going to do, fire you?
What are they going to do, fire me?
Come on. Well, of course, Levin and I, being the unmarried chicks of the world, have hung out on occasion in attire that I would call the theme song of Lookin' Trampy.
Yeah.
And so one night I go to pick her up at her house. I almost ran over because she was wearing one of her long wigs. I didn't know who she was.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That was the Cannes Film Festival hair.
Yeah, and on that show, it took me 10 minutes to figure out that it was her hosting the show. I thought we had a new host over there. But so one night, Levin and I go to a restaurant, and we had reservations. We're going there specifically, you know, to see how many of the male gender are there. They're looking interesting.
Absolutely.
And we have a reservation. We walk in. The maitre d' says, "No problem, be right with you." We go to the bar and sit down and wait for our table. 30 minutes later, still no table. Levin has had enough. And by the way, when I think of Levin, fearless is the word that comes to mind. I could say anything to anybody on camera. I'm telling you what, when she goes to the great beyond, she'll say anything to like the big guy. No fear of anyone. So she says, "I'm going to go check on our table." Fine. 15 minutes later, no Levin. I'm sitting by myself trying to get rid of some really weird guy who won't leave me alone. So I finally say,
the guy with the hat and the fur coat.
Oh yeah, the muskrat coat. He showed up everywhere we were.
Weird.
And I don't know what was up with that. So I go up to the front of the restaurant, and what do I find? But here's Miss Levin, standing at the maitre d' desk, mind you. The maitre d' is over there. She's standing at the maitre d' desk, and as people come into the restaurant, Levin is saying, "Hello, can I help you? Can I get you table?" Because that guy over there isn't going to get you anything. We had reservations for 30 minutes ago, still haven't gotten a seat. And the man is standing there. His head's about to explode because he's so humiliated. And
Got
all
a
of a
table.
sudden, in this really busy restaurant, bing! Oh, your table's now open.
Your table's ready.
Thank you. It was an immediate response.
You got to speak up. You have to speak up. You have to voice your opinion in this world.
But you know, we will miss you on PM Style.
PMS.
Levin, you know, we have
will
always
miss
called
PMS.
PM Style, which is every Monday night, we'd always called it PMS behind the scenes, right, Jayne? Right, Judy? Always called it PMS behind the scenes. Levin goes on her first night, "Yeah, welcome to PMS."
If you don't get it, you will now.
I said, "Yeah, but it only lasts, it's every Monday night, but it only lasts 2 hours, so
That's
it's
right.
not too bad."
That's right.
There you go.
We had a great time. I loved PMS. It was so much fun with you. We had the best time. We laughed. And of course, we coined the phrase with big tops that cover your belly, the CYB.
That's right.
So we have the cover your belly. So now you have all these little, little acronyms so you know what we're talking about.
And you always knew that I always knew that I could throw anything at Kathy and she would never ever falter or waver. One time we were on and she was talking about a men's razor that she had coming up a little bit later on. And she's pretending, you need to get that 5 o'clock shadow, guys. And I'm just sitting looking and going, "Hey, Levin, I'm going to get your back for you." And she's like, "Oh, class, Robertson.
Very
real
classy.
class."
And you're a real treat to go out with, I might add. You might as well be invisible when you go out with Robertson. You walk into the restaurant and the maitre d' goes, "Hi." And I say, "Table for 2, back off." And then she blinks her little lashes. And we had 5 desserts sent over to the table last time. And honest to goodness, it's like you want to go with her because you get a lot more. Don't believe her about we don't get seated at the tables. You get the best seat, and they all come and they slobber all over you at the table. It's a real treat to go out with you because, all I do is ward them off with a stick. Just beat them off. These guys are coming up going, "Hi, girls." They're like, "Get away from her." So
Actually, she did that a few times
did.
with that look on her face.
"Get away from her." She's my date tonight. Go away.
Yeah, that usually threw them off.
We had a good time.
All right, one more quick story. My favorite story of Miss Levin, before we take one more look at a little retrospective of her very high fashion sense throughout the years, is that one time somebody asked Levin what size bra she wore. And she said 38 long. So Levin, whatever size, you're looking fabulous in all your clothes.
Thank you. Like Joan Rivers said, you get up in the morning, you hear bang, bang, you think there's a burglar in the house. It's just your chest hitting the floor. What can I say? I learned my best lines from Joan.
Here's a quick look at Kathy and her fashion sense through the years.
To order a pair of shoes on sale, there's a chance that Susan Lucci might be taking your phone call. They're so dressed up. And I want you to feast your eyes.
That to every state.
That's right.
Here, Toro. Show us the shoes. We
gotta
Look
see
at the
shoes.
shoes.
Look at these boots. I'm Kathy, and we have lots coming up for you. Well, hello there.
Most of all, thanks to you, the viewers.
You, me, and Joan. What a good time we're gonna have. You can join us. Come forward.
Make Monday your day to do away with problem acne. Visit with actress Judith Light at 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. Eastern with a remarkable proactive solution skincare. Make your garden a showcase of the neighborhood with helpful tips and planning kits from Step-by-Step Gardening by Spring Hill at 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll kick off National Photo Month with Picture Perfect at 8 p.m. Eastern. Your opportunity to learn more about the latest in cameras and accessories. And for everyone who loves the color purple, don't miss our 2-hour Gem Week special, Purple Passion, at 10 p.m. Eastern. Amethyst, lavender jade, tanzanite, and so much more. Color your world happy this Monday on QVC.
All the best, Kathy. That's what this is all about. There's no comma in that statement, by the way. That's simply a statement of fact. All the best, Kathy. We were just kind of sitting here talking about people who have gone by, and I noticed that Gem Week is coming up. A Gem Week without you is going to be a tough thing to get through. We'll have a good time. Everybody will enjoy it.
You'll have a great time. You know, the bottom line is every company goes on, whether people, move on, get married, go away, do whatever. Every company moves on, and there's been so many people who've come and gone. And, I think it's nice that people think that I make a difference, and I'd like to think I have. But a good piece of jewelry, ladies, is a good piece of jewelry. I mean, come on, let's face it. You buy what you love, and it would be like my favorite salesperson at the shoe store leaving, and I still want to go buy the nice shoes. So I would certainly hope that everybody just continues to do what they've done best, and that's shop. And I just have to believe that we'll be together again very soon,
Oh, I don't imagine we won't be seeing your face around here from time
and of
to
course,
time,
like they say, I'm sort of like manure around Chester County. I'm all over the place. So everybody, it's a very attractive thing to say when you're wearing a nice outfit, but, I'm around. And Chelsea and I will be doing our usual routine and, back and forth from New York on the train, so you can wave to the one that looks like she's dying of fatigue. But actually, I'm looking forward to it.
You're excited. You're darn excited about it.
Well, I'm going to take a month off. And I'm going to the Kentucky Derby. I got my hat.
Wonderful.
I look like Speedy Gonzales.
I love it.
I
Take
look
a picture.
so bad in this hat. I mean, it's like this big. Tova lent it to me. And then I'm going to Florida to visit my mom. And then I'm going to go to London for a little hip, hip, cheerio shopping theater. And Kathleen Turner in The Graduate, starring as Mrs. Robinson.
Indeed.
So I'm taking the first month straight.
That's got like 5 stars out of 4, by the way.
Yeah, I'm excited. And Maggie Smith and The Lady in the Van, which is very cool. I'm anxious to see that. So basically, this is the first time in forever that I've ever had a month not working. So I'm sort of looking forward to it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And then I start, formulating this show and finding people that will be in the same ilk as myself and creating concept and what do we want to do and what should it look like and doing little dry runs and tapes and having fun and seeing how it works, and then ultimately we'll go and sell it. Because people keep saying, what channel are you going to be on? What kind of show is it? We didn't make it yet. And it's sort of like asking the bride where your kid's going to go to college. We didn't make it yet. But you have to kind of work on this and create, and then you sell it to as you know, the NATB trade show in January, and then in fall of 2001.
Oh, we'll let you know. We'll let you know where it's at. You'll know where it's going to be.
I'll be around.
Speaking of people of the same ilk, there aren't a lot of people around QVC who I can look eye to eye to when I'm standing all the way up. But there is one.
That narrows it down.
And he's the only one who can eat as many M&Ms as I can, too.
You don't want to feed either of these guys.
Yeah, let's get him out here, Mr. David Venable.
You have my M&Ms?
No, I have my M&Ms.
Hello,
hey,
babe.
Toots.
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Your voice sounds just a tad gravelly.
I'm a little like Peter Brady when it's time to change.
Little too much partying.
Got a little bit of laryngitis going on, but you know what? I wouldn't have missed this for the world. I told someone earlier today, I said, I will get out there and squeak and cry and do everything I have to do. I'm not going to miss this show. This is a very special night, and one thing that we also always like to do when we're talking about Kathy is talk about things that she helps design, that she helps have a hand in. And do you remember this ring?
Of course.
This is your birthday ring.
This was my birthday ring. You're absolutely right.
This is the Domeier simulated sapphire ring with the gorgeous baguettes around it, and that was something that Kathy helped design. So we thought tonight we'd offer you little chances to pick up things that are very reminiscent of this wonderful lady as we reminisce alongside her tonight. And the clips that I have to throw to are funny. So I want to get the serious
Was there
stuff
anything
out of the
serious
way.
that I ever did?
You know, there's one thing that I've always appreciated and always remembered about you, and it was in your first book, and it was something you said at the end of your first book. And I remember I bought your book on tape. And the reason that I bought it on tape is
because I was too cheap to give it to you.
Well, there was that. But there's also, no one tells a story better than you, and I wanted you to tell me your story on tape, and that's why I bought it on tape. But one thing you said at the end, and I think I remember I left you a voicemail about this, I was a new host, and you said, when it's all said and done in this life, there are 3 things that are really very important. Good friends, a good dog, and a comfortable bed to sleep in at night. And you did teach us that it truly is better to laugh, and I always appreciated that about you.
Thank you.
Now let's do some laughing. Do you remember when you and I got to go up to New York and hear the Barbra Streisand concert?
Of course.
The first live concert that Barbra Streisand would do in 20 years. Kathy and I get selected to go and hear the concert because we're going to be offering the merchandise, and she and I would be hosting the show. I was a new host, scared out of my mind, but very excited, and we went up there, and you were about as excited as I was because she has been your idol and your dream forever.
My dream.
We're standing in the VIP waiting area of Madison Square Garden, about to go in to take our seats for this massive concert. Suddenly, Levin realizes she has no tissues and looks at me and says, Venable, go into the bathroom and bring me toilet paper. And I said, you want me to walk into the bathroom 5 minutes before this major concert starts, the first one in 20 years, and unroll toilet paper for you? She said, yes. So I go into the bathroom. I go into the bathroom, and it's not one of those rolls that spins. It's one of those stationary things. So I'm ripping it off square at a time, at a time, at a time. And I come back out. We come back out, and Liza Minnelli and all these people are standing out there. She's smoozing it up, having champagne. And I'm like, here's your toilet paper. Well, then there was another time, and all Kathy had to do was give you the look, and that was usually what it took. And so she looked at me, and she was like, I've been here longer than you. Get in there and get me the toilet paper. So there was another time when we started our 50 and 50 tour back in 1995. Do you remember we went down to San Antonio?
Froze to death.
Absolutely. But the morning we left Philadelphia, we left on a very early morning flight. It was a 7:30 a.m. flight. And this was the very first time, for some reason, we got bumped to first class, and I had never flown first class before, and I was sitting pretty, and I was happy and was really very excited. So I get on the plane, and I'm all like in my first class seat, and in walks Levin with beer can hair rollers all over her head with a huge schmott on. You remember this? She sat down, looked at me, gave me this big, nasty look, and said, shut up, they'll be out by the time we get to Detroit. Because we were connecting, and they were. And so all she had to do was turn and give you a look, and it either made you laugh or it made you stop short and shut your mouth. And so what we thought we'd do is take a look back now at some of the many faces of Kathy Levin.
Sorry. You got me all messed up now. Hi, I'm Kathy Levin.
You remember that one? And because we'd like to maintain our FCC license, we can't tell you what that phone caller said.
But I give you a little idea.
Oh, my Lord, do you remember? Unbelievable.
Oh, that was an obscene phone call, because what people don't realize here is we do not have a 7-second delay, that we really get our calls live, and they are real phone calls, and we have no control. So someone basically told me where to put the pearls. And my eyes just opened up real wide, and all I could do was just keep going, but I will never forget that face. And somebody bootlegged a copy out of Master Control, duplicated it, and sent it all over the building. And I came in the next day and had a standing ovation walking down the hall.
It was hilarious.
And people were going, you're our hero. That was the greatest call we've ever seen. What a face. And they kept freezing that face up on the TV screens everywhere I went. It was just hysterical. But it happened, and it will again.
Well, and it always does, and that's always what's so much fun. But you know what? We also, one thing that Kathy and I have always enjoyed doing, do you remember all the cards we have exchanged over the years, over the last 6.5 years?
Yours are the best.
I have this sick desire to go stand in card stores for hours and pick out the funniest ones, and I always find one that's just perfect for Levin. Well, one day she stops me because she said, I got the funniest card from a customer today, and I have to share it with you because you're the king of all greeting cards. And I said, sure. And so we walked over, and you open it up, and on the front, there's this very haggard woman with pencils stuck in her hair, with glasses pulled down to the edge of her nose, with return boxes scattered all around her. Do you remember this? And the caption read, I don't give a reindeer's rump when you bought it. No receipt, no refund. And we used to laugh about all that. Absolutely, and we would do all that, and that was so much fun. But probably one of my best memories of Kathy, and one of the memories I always hold on for the both of us, are the shows we've co-hosted. Not only the remotes that we've done together and all those great things, but one night we were co-hosting a Discover Dominique show. It was like a 5-hour event. And we were talking with a customer, and the lady that was on the phone said, I just have to tell you that Dominique soothes my nerves. Now, you may not remember this until I get to the end of the story. But she said, every time I have to go to the dentist to get a tooth pulled, I buy a Dominique ring, because while the dentist is working in my mouth, I look at the ring and it calms me down. And without missing a beat, Kathy goes, I ain't got no teeth, but I got some pretty rings.
I remember. You lost it. And
it took me like 4 or 5 minutes to recover.
That was it.
It was unbelievably funny. And, you know, there's nobody like Kathy to set you on your ear laughing. And she has the timing that's going to make you so successful in this new show.
Oh, gosh. And I also want to thank Murphy for setting me up one day, grooming himself.
Now, Bob's going to tell that story, so you have to make sure
we'll let that go. But you were the one that rescued me with the tissues because I thought I was going to just cry myself to death.
Unbelievable. And so the laughing is probably something that we appreciate so much about Kathy. And we have not only laughed along with her, we've laughed at her, and she truly has taught us that it's better to laugh. Let's take a look back at some times when she just couldn't pull it together.
They even have like these.
I got a job. Jewelry. I had the I'm an idiot. Come up like an idiot, honest to goodness. I laughed my way through my career.
You make everybody laugh.
I
You
laughed
really
through my
do.
career. I can't help it.
I remember a Barbie doll and a snorting pig once over in the other studio, and somehow the two of them got together on the stage, and you just sat there and screamed.
We've had our share of barnyard animals here on the show.
For about 10 minutes. Oh, and you make me, your laugh is totally infectious. You can't.
And my brother, we have this problem. We go anywhere, and if somebody starts to giggle, the next one gets it. And it, you know, you can be at a funeral, and you're like, you don't mean to be disrespectful, but you peel with laughter because it is contagious. But it's such a good thing.
Wait a minute. You didn't mean to be disrespectful?
Just once, I wanted to be respectful.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. We are two of the three Musketeers.
Mm-hmm.
There is only one other. Kathy and Bob Bowersox and I were the three. We are the three left from the original 20 QVC show hosts.
That's right.
And
we trained for a month.
Yes, we did.
We sold some of the craziest things in the world.
With Phil Creer, remember Phil Creer?
Yeah. I remember the day. If I'm allowed to, jump in? Are we still stretching?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Jump away. No, I just remember the day that everyone was asked to bring a product in by Ron Giles, the executive producer. So you studied and you really knew your product. Mine was a radio. Do you remember what you brought in? Maybe a camera. So everyone was, ready to go. And then Ron says, all right, Kathy, how about you go first? And I jump up and I grab my radio. He says, oh, no, you have to sell something else. And he gave me this huge salad and fork set made out of wood from the Bahamas. And I said, if I can do this, I am home free. So that was really the day that clinched it for me, I remember.
Just think about this. The one thing that we all had to sell in auditions was a #2 lead pencil. Mm-hmm. That was the first thing we ever had to sell. Mm-hmm. And we had to do like 6 minutes with a #2 lead pencil. And that ain't easy.
Nope. But
it was fun. And it's been fun for all of us.
Oh,
and It's been a great run for you and for me and for Bob Bowersox. Let's get him out here.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, buddy.
How are you, brother?
All right. Last man standing.
You betcha.
I have a couple of things for you, but I don't know where to start.
Well, first, just let me say, if I may, you've been so wonderful to me, a great friend, always will be, I know that. But you've done such nice things this past week with your speeches out in the lobby and your speech at the party. Thank you so much.
I've said so many times before to when we were sitting around doing these last goodbyes here at QVC, it's like saying goodbye to your sister who's going off to college, or your best friend who's moving across the country to California. But it's so much more than that. As I said in one of the speeches I had to give this week, this is the lady that is the icon of QVC. You are the identity, at least in the contact point, because with you folks at home and us, that's where we interface. That's where QVC really meets the viewer, and that's it's through the host. I have a couple of things for you. First of all, I have something signed by most of the people that began this company with you. And we thought we would give you some suggestions. Now, I'm not going to show it to you. I'll show it to the camera so everybody else can see it.
Okay.
But I want you to take a real close look at the center of this, because we thought we would suggest some hairdos for you in the future. We thought Marge Simpson had a pretty good idea. And, of course, Wilma Flintstone and Lucy, or Sally from the Peanuts strip. And
Queen.
Yeah, this is from Married with Children. Of course, the dollar bill fits you very well. And Betty Boop. Yeah. And Sly Stone.
Ah, that's right.
But if you look around the picture, it is signed by everybody pretty much who has been with you from the beginning.
Oh, isn't that nice?
We give you that as a gift.
Wow. Wow, that's a real treasure. Thank you.
Now, I personally know that Kathy is one of the best cooks. Nobody knows this, but she cooks the meanest salmon.
That's it.
You do. And you make a good a good salad.
Heck of a baked potato.
And a real good baked potato. So they asked me to come out here and offer this. This is my family's best, the cookbook, and I never get you one. So I'm going to give.
No, you never did.
This is yours.
So when you come to dinner, we're going to eat your food
That's
this time.
By the way, this is F22921, and if you'd like to pick it up, it's only $16.97.
Still available.
Still available. And it's not. They tell me to bring it out.
Only 32 million left.
That's right. Now, In the Kitchen with Bob obviously is one of those shows that is done really well here at QVC, and luckily I get people to sit in for me every once in a while when I'm on vacation. And one time I was on vacation, I asked Ms. Levin to sit in and be the host for In the Kitchen with Bob. This is what happened.
Like I said, wouldn't you love to come to your job on occasion and just alter things ever so slightly? Welcome to In the Kitchen with Kathy. I'm sitting, Mark's working. We have hired a surrogate host this evening. We have Mark Wedderston joining us. Oh, that is great. All right, so.
How are we looking, Kathy?
I think everything is looking just peachy.
I polished my nails. I was polishing my nails the whole time, and Mark Wedderston almost lost his job. We had to go all the way to the top.
He got in big trouble.
We had to go all the way to the top to say it was just a joke. We're really sorry. Please don't fire Mark.
I thought it was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen.
We sold 4 cooked pieces. They didn't think it was that funny.
Where do I go with memories with you? How do I even try to pick one? Paul gave the great one about do we want to keep this job or not? I remember in our first rehearsals, all of us, Paul, Kelley, and myself, and everybody else, we had to stand up, and our executive producer at the time, Ron Giles, said, "Look, 90 seconds, that's all we're asking you. 90 seconds is nothing in this job." But they said, all we want you to do is stand up and talk about this thing for 90 seconds. And we're all going, talk about one thing for 90 seconds? Kathy Levin goes, what's the big deal? you stand up, you BS for a couple of seconds, you're done. I remember
I've been doing that for 13 and a half years. That's a lot of seconds.
That's one of the things I remember. And some of my fondest memories involve food. Maybe that's why I gave you this cookbook to take to New York with you. Kathy and I had a dinner at Emeril's for $750.
$750, and we gave the bill to our boss, and he said, you should have given it to me with a return stamped self-addressed envelope because it would make it a whole lot easier for me to give it back to you, Sunshine, because I ain't paying. It was like, okay then. And then we went to Hawaii and took Kelley out for dinner, thought we were being big
well,
sports.
he said, listen, you have a per diem, and if you have to, eat at one of these fast food restaurants or whatever, just stay within the per diem. You know, eat as much as you can. So we went to La Mer. In
we were
Honolulu.
also asked to please leave
yes,
because
we did.
we carried on so badly.
But we went to La Mer, and since we got in trouble for a $750 dinner, we promptly spent $1,100.
And we thought we'd try one more time.
So what we did was we created a fake receipt on a fast food restaurant and handed in $1,100 worth. Didn't get that one through either.
We paid that one off on Easy Pay for 3 months.
It took us a long time.
That was an expensive
I just remember
dinner.
great times with you inside and out. When we traveled, we always said, where's the best restaurant? Let's go. You never go anywhere with Kathy unless it is first class.
And but we laughed. Oh my gosh, we sat first class on an airplane, and the story isn't all that funny, but Bob and I got so hysterical because we were eating cookies, ice cream, we were drinking port wine, all these things that are sugary and they make you crazy and you start to get giddy and you're 30,000 feet up, and they asked us to leave.
First class.
30,000 feet up. They asked us to get off the airplane. We carried on so badly. Everything we have done has been with laughter.
But yes, and that's the thing I want to bring to my goodbyes, which I don't ever want to be a real goodbye, is that you have made me see really the folly of being too serious. If you take anything too seriously, you're going to lose. You are, to me, one of the guiding lights of how to live your life. Live it first class, but don't take it too seriously. I have learned a great deal from you. And it is with a lot of mixed emotions that I see you go. I know we're going to see each other. We see each other socially anyway.
Sure.
But to not have you here, to not be the lightning rod for the rest of us hosts. We need a lightning rod. She takes all this takes all the heat for us.
Every time we have a host meeting and a product gets passed around and they ask for comments, and everyone seems to be very shy and reserved about making comment, and I'm usually the one that just whips it out there and says, well, the color's wrong and that thing's too small and the carrots are set upside down, and everybody's like,
and we go, yeah, Kathy, yeah.
all right, Kathy, way to go.
Yeah.
So they figure, let Mikey do it. Let Mikey do it. Go, girl. You're the one with it. So I get the memo, and everybody else is like, I didn't say it, she said it. Everybody's pointing over there at the big mouth.
We all need, well, now you've left me in that position.
It's been pointed out that this show, which was running short, is now running long. You two guys said, impossible, just impossible to do a walk-on. You just can't.
Oh, walk-ons we can't do.
No walk-on.
Come on.
I never did a walk-on that was at the right time.
I gotta go. I'm getting the hook.
Love you, babe.
Love you.
Thank you so much.
Just remember where we are.
I do. I will always know where you are.
Thank you, Paul.
See you later, Robert.
Best book I ever read.
Somewhere it was decided that this show would not be complete without some representation from the morning show, since you never see mornings anyway.
Never saw it.
So the lovely Ms. Pat James
DeMentri
nice. Is coming out here.
How nice.
Right now.
And she has to get up so early tomorrow. Atta girl, Pat.
I want you to know one thing, Kath. I love you dearly because I don't even stay up for my husband.
And I hope you certainly don't stay up looking like that.
Been 4 years.
That's very funny.
I don't even know where to begin with you. You and I go back so far.
I go back to your mom.
Yeah. Kathy's mom. You guys know a little bit about Kathy's mom, but Kathy is her mom. And both of them are such beautiful ladies. And I had the privilege when I was just a kid to have her mom take me under her wing. And you know, the darndest thing is she never mentioned she had a daughter once. I came to QVC, a daughter? Where'd you get her?
She kept me hidden.
She did.
She taught charm school and felt that I needed to take it. So she didn't want anybody to know until I graduated that I was hers.
Well, the two of us grew up in very, very small town. You made us so proud. We are so proud of you. And you know, I was thinking about all the different things that we've done and the different things that you've taught me. You've taught me that I can have as many hair colors as possible and hairdos. You taught me I could be late for my walk-on. You taught me so many great things. I'll always admire you. We are on your team. And you taught me how to make mistakes with grace. God only knows. This is one. So let's go ahead. But before we take a look at that, because I know we're in a hurry, may I say, Miss Levin, as you drive up the turnpike, think of us. You're always welcome.
Thanks, and I know where to look for you when I need a cup of coffee
Yep.
on the way.
You got it.
Thanks so much.
You got
I
it.
love you. You're great.
I
Thank
love
you.
you too. Let's take a look at some, well, I think you only ever made one mistake. I think that was the saying yes to the job in the beginning.
That was the big one. That was the big one.
Let's take a look at a couple of bloopers.
I said it wrong. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oops.
It can go like that.
Fall.
I don't have. What's your name? Suzanne Durger. Not nice. Oh, that camera. Okay.
Enjoy. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm schmoozing with the world here.
You, Kathy. Oh, look. Hi. Hi. Oh. Happy anniversary. Just take her away, Monaco.
This is not one of my demonstrations I would like put on my permanent file, thank you.
And that's just a few of them.
And I thought I was perfect.
You are. There are a few people who wanted to be here tonight and for one reason or another couldn't. One of them is, it's your partner in crime, Joan Rivers. So instead, she sent this.
Kathy, they asked me to sit down here and say goodbye to you, and they're all thinking I'm going to be funny, and I'm going to talk about all the silly things and the laughs we've had and the jokes we've done on one another, but I can't. I am going to miss you so much. You have become such a friend in the 10 years we've known each other, and I was trying to think what to do, what to say, and I thought of Shakespeare, party to such sweet sorrow, and I'm thrilled you're going on because you want to do other things, but it's never going to be the same. I just love you so much, and I wish you such happiness. I feel like such an idiot.
We don't catch Joan in moments like that very often.
Not often.
She really means it.
You always wait for the punchline with
Yeah.
Joan. You're not sure.
You just got one. And the other person, of course, is a lady who has been with you through the whole thing and continues to be with you and always will be. She is at least as gracious as you, and that's your mother. And we would like to invite her out here. And before we do that, we want you to take a look at some of these.
How is my
Hi
mother?
there. Fine. How is my wicked daughter?
I got my father's hair and my mother's ability to cook.
Today she said to me, where are your blue shoes? I don't know. Where's your navy pantyhose? I don't know. This is a very sick group here. We should not have been permitted on.
Is there anyone who would like to adopt me? You in the front row, you can adopt me. This is my mom. Hi, Mom.
Oh, she is a great lady. And she is here, of course. So let's bring her out. Pat Seinfeld.
Thank you.
Of course, in my favorite color, looking absolutely beautiful.
Hi, you look beautiful as always. Oh dear.
You want to sit? Are you going
Do
to
you
get
want to
verklempt
stand?
on me?
Well, one of you.
No, I'm going to try not to. Anyway, Kathy,
you're such a lucky lady. What a glorious adventure this has been for you and QVC. 13 years ago, we didn't have the electronic retailing. We didn't even know what those words meant or what they were even going to be. I remember standing on the balcony in the other building and watching you open the very first show. The lights went up, the cameras went on, and magic happened. It really did. Both you and I knew that you had finally found your niche. You knew this was the place you wanted to be, and you knew this is what you really wanted to do. I'm so grateful to all the listeners, your audience out there, for all the very kind things you've done for Kathy over the years and supported her. Without you, we wouldn't be here. All your family, your brothers Ron, Bruce, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your nieces, your nephews, and all the kids, everyone wishes you the very best of luck. You know I have always been in your corner, and I will always cheer you on. Thank you. Always. Okay. Good girl.
I got the wrong child.
The wrong
Come
child.
over here.
Come on.
Hello, Gizmo. Come here, Boopy.
Come on, Chelsea.
Hi.
Oh, boy.
We wanted to give
Kathy's best friend.
We wanted to get, hello, you have a bath today. You smell much nicer. You always give the, come here, you always give the audience the wrong end. Give the audience your face. Yeah, we wanted to give you a last look at Chelsea because this will be, I guess, our last time before we have an opportunity to, this is the last time we'll have a chance, I suppose, to appear together. So we wanted to say hello and goodbye, and she's my girl, and she's getting kind of gray, just like her mom. She's cute. Thanks. Okay, you can go back. Go back. So, do I get the last word?
Yes,
wow.
you do.
Wow, aren't they beautiful? Will you hold these for me while I
sure
do this?
will.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, this is going to be the very first time in 13 years that I'm going to read notes. I have always been ad lib, and it's always been so easy because I've had a product to hide behind. But I don't have the product tonight, so I had to write notes because I wanted to say this correctly, and I didn't want to do like they do at the Academy Awards and say afterwards, oh, and by the way, I want to thank my Aunt Marcia. I wanted to get it right. So please forgive me. I am going to be reading notes, and I just hope you understand these come from my heart. What has it been like working at QVC? 13 and a half years ago, a mixed-up kid fell into a new industry. I was given an opportunity to define the televised shopping business. There were no formulas, no historical data, just a credo of know your product, give your customer more than he or she expects, come from integrity, and be passionate about what you do. I fell in love with this company. It was about people, not numbers, but subsequently, the numbers were there. It was about being myself, not who management thought I should be based on focus groups or ratings. There were none. I was able to gain my footing, to learn and grow at my own pace with no pressure, no unkindness, and a genuine thank you at the end of the day. To the management of QVC, from Joe Siegel, the founder, to Doug Briggs, Rob Cadigan, and Jack Comstock, thank you for your dedication, hard work, and patience. Jack, I am sorry I was late for all of my walk-ons.
No, you're not.
But if nothing else, I'm consistent. And also, Jack, please don't feel the memos were wasted. My new office will be papered in that lovely pink. What has it been like to be a member of the QVC team? No matter what the day or what the time, no matter what the annoyances were on the outside, walking into this building has been a magic carpet ride, transporting me to an enchanted place. I cannot walk down the corridors without stopping to talk to coworkers, joke with a buyer, high-five a producer, on and on. Having a quick cup of coffee at the QVC cafeteria turns into an impromptu party. I have never been alone or lonely here. The host lounge is filled with the music of Lisa Mason and Dave King singing before their shifts. Mary Beth on the telephone covering homework assignments with one of her boys. And Bob yelling at a piece of electronics that have malfunctioned 10 minutes before his air shift. The place is alive with energy, and it has always charged me. I will miss my friends, but friends go with you wherever you go, and this is not goodbye. More importantly, what has it been like to know you, the viewers? We've shared a lot. Through your letters and emails, I've learned of marriages, divorces, losses, births, new beginnings, illnesses, financial woes, grandkids, and pets. And through my books and on-air antics, you've learned about my bad hair days. You've experienced my weight gains and weight losses, and weight gains and weight losses. You've lived through my dates from hell, my adventures with my mom in Chelsea, my losses, and my mistakes. We know a lot about each other, warts and all, and that's what friendships are all about. I have a saying that hangs in my home that says, when you love what you do, you will never work a day in your life. As my coworkers or bosses will agree, I probably have never really worked a day in my life here. But I really haven't worked. I have partied for 13 years. You have been my Saturday night date. You've been my New Year's Eve dance partner. You've been my travel companion, my shopping buddy, my charity event escort. You've been my Thanksgiving and my Christmas cup of tea. And I will always think of you on that day in particular. Make no mistake, QVC does not pay my paycheck. You do. You tuned in, you voted with your pocketbooks, and you helped QVC and me become the success story that it is. I have the utmost respect for you. You told me when I was on track, and most certainly you told me when I was missing the mark. That's what friends do, and I appreciate your guidance. I will count on you again in the fall of 2001 when I embark on my new career. Until then, if you are looking for me, you can check the internet, use a search engine. There should be a KathyLevinTV.com or some such thing, and my background will be purple, I'm sure. I promise to come from integrity, laughter, and the place in my heart where joy resides. I am committed to reminding you that life is good. There's humor somewhere in each day, and no matter what, it is better to laugh. So that said, if this is such a love fest, why am I leaving? Most of you assumed that you would tune in and I would be at QVC forever. I may well have been. It's safe, predictable, and always pleasant. For some people, that would be the winning lottery ticket. But I often look at my life as a freeze frame on a video. If I were to fast forward 10 years, what would it look like? I'd be 58, sitting next to Joan and Spike, one of them stuffed. Or sitting with Tova or Richard, laughing and having fun. All the while wondering what the unexplored territory would be like. Could I have done it? Should I have done it? Would I have made it? My role models are the people who have taken risks over and over, regardless of the outcome. It's not trying that is the failure. No one is more aware than I how tough this talk show business is and how high the failure rate is. It's enough to make any sane person stay here and count her blessings. But who do I hurt if I do this? I have no children to care for or to educate. My mom and brothers are well provided for, and they know that I am here for them no matter what. I ask myself the question everyone should ask when making a life-altering decision. Who do I impact negatively? If the answer is no one, then the answer has to be do it. If not now, when? So, in Kathy fashion, I leave you with this. For years I thought I'd always be young, beautiful, and clever. I'd dance and sing, outdo them all, my batteries charged forever. But now I'm slowing, my mind is going, my get-up just got up and went. My dimples displaced, my hair sparsely spaced, and my posture is southward bent. Where has time gone? It marches too fast. I'm having such fun, I want this to last. So I'm doing it now. There's no time to wait. Buy it, try it, riot, don't diet, and baby, let's celebrate. Thank you, America.
miss you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Lovely dreams, keep bringing me back to you, and the lovely times we shared. Though I doubt,
Like dough. Could that be the same language?
Shop and save with QVC.
in my
Nails done.
Alrighty, congratulations.
I'm so glad I have those lovely dreams
Of Georgia pecans.
to keep referring.
Ever popular book.
Put me at a table where my hips are wider than it.
Because my dear,
You know, my biggest thing is it lays down and dies because it's very soft.
distant, lovely dreams are all I'll ever have of you.
No, Kathy.
I couldn't describe Kathy in one word. But the two words that really strike me as describing Kathy are fearless and gracious.
Wacky and wonderful. She's wonderful because she always has a smile on her face. She's wacky because she's always got a joke to tell, and she's always a pleasure to be around.
My one word for Kathy would be unforgettable. She's made us laugh. She's brought tears to our eyes, and she certainly made our years here at QVC so memorable.
I can't believe it. I just can't believe it.
I guess wow. She just has a lot of personality, a lot of pizzazz.
The one word I'm going to use is caring. I don't think people realize how caring Kathy is.
What do you say, Toots? You know, when everybody thinks about Kathy Levin, what they think about is style.
Generous.
One word, just funny.
She's all that and a bag of chips.
She's Kathy Levin, and you either love her or you love her.
Kathy, I can't say goodbye. I could just say so long for now.
Because, my dear, it seems those distant, lovely dreams are all I'll ever have.